I have sound now. Bride by Toni Morrison. The first chapter of this book is entitled Sweetness, and the second chapter is entitled Bride. I'm scared. Something bad is happening to me. I feel like I'm melting away. I can't explain it to you, but I do know when it started. It began after he said, "You're not the woman I want." Neither am I. I still don't know why I said that. It just popped out of my mouth. But when he heard my sassy answer, he shot me a hateful look before putting on his jeans. Then he grabbed his boots and t-shirt, and when I heard the door slam, I wondered for a split second if he was just ending our silly argument, but ending us, our relationship. Couldn't be. Any minute, I would hear the key turn, the front door click, open and close. But I didn't hear anything the whole night. Nothing at all. What? I'm not exciting enough or pretty enough? I can't have thoughts of my own? Do things he doesn't approve of? By morning, soon as I woke up, I was furious. Glad he was gone because clearly he was just using me since I had money and a crotch. I was so angry. If you had seen me, you would have thought I had spent those 6 months with him in a holding cell without arraignment or a lawyer. And suddenly, the judge called the whole thing off, dismissed the case, or refused to hear it at all. Anyway, I refused to whine, wail, or accuse. He said one thing, I agreed. Fuck him. Besides, our affair wasn't all that spectacular. Not even the mildly dangerous sex I used to let myself enjoy. Well, anyway, it was nothing like those double-page spreads in fashion magazines. Couples standing half naked in surf, looking so fierce and downright mean, their sexuality like lightning, and the sky going dark to show off the shine of their skin. I love those ads, but our affair didn't even measure up to any old R&B song, some tune with a beat arranged to generate fever. It wasn't even the sugary lyrics of a 30s blues song. Baby, baby, why you treat me so? I'd do anything you say, go anywhere you want me to go. Why I kept comparing us to magazine spreads and music I can't say. But it tickled me to settle and I want to dance with somebody. It was raining the next day. Bullet taps on the windows, followed by crystal lines of water. I avoided the temptation to glance through the panes at the sidewalk beneath my condo. Besides, I knew what was out there. Nasty-looking palm trees lining the road, benches in that tacky little park, few, any pedestrians, sea far beyond. I fought. I fought, giving in to any wish that he was coming back. When a tiny ripple of missing him surfaced, I beat it back. Around noon, I opened a bottle of Pinot Grigio and sank into the sofa. It swayed in silk cushions, as comfy as any arms, almost. Because I have to admit, he is one beautiful man, flawless even, except for a tiny scar on his upper lip and an ugly one on his shoulder. An orange-red blob with a tail. Otherwise, head to toe, he's one gorgeous man. I'm not so bad myself. So imagine how he looked, how we looked as a couple. After a glass or two of the wine, I was a little buzzed and decided to call my friend Brooklyn, tell her all about it. How he hit me harder than a fist with 6 words. You're not the woman I want. How they rattled me so I agreed with him. So stupid. But then I changed my mind about calling her. You know how it is? Nothing new. Just walked out and I don't know why. Besides, too much was happening at the office for me to bother my best friend and colleague with gossip about another breakup. Especially now. I'm regional manager now, and that's like being a captain. So I have to maintain the right relationship with the crew. Our company, Sylvia Incorporated, is a small cosmetic business, but it's beginning to blossom and make waves finally and shed its frumpy past. It used to be silk corsets for discriminating women back in the 40s. It changed its name and ownership to Sylvia Apparel, then to Sylvia Incorporated, before going flat out hip with 6 cool cosmetic lines, one of which is mine. I named it You Girl, Cosmetics for Your Personal Millennium. It's for girls and women of all complexions, from ebony to lemonade to milk, and it's mine, all mine. The idea, the brand, the campaign. One of the things that truly attract a lot of readers, whether they are literary connoisseurs or not, is the fact that a lot of the characters in Toni Morrison novels, they are strong female characters. We see right off the bat that this character here is somebody with a lot of strength, a lot of drive. So the very first chapter, the narrative is told from the first person point of view in the very first chapter, entitled Sweetness, and we hear the story of a mother who gave birth to a baby who was dark skinned. A lot of people may say, oh, so freaking what? Dark skinned, a lot of people are dark skinned. Well, she felt a level of resentment towards the baby. She was afraid of how society would interpret the fact that she had that baby that was so dark. She was worried for how society would treat the baby. But she was, and it seemed like she was, really worried about society would view her for having a baby that was so dark. And she talks about, for a moment, wanting to kill the baby. For a moment, she felt this way. And then this second chapter, the baby has grown up to be this incredibly successful woman who has her own cosmetics line, somebody who is making it in the real world, yet we see a touch of abuse in the relationship she's in. And here is a personal opinion, not so much based on fact or solely on the book. A lot of men, low life men, who are the gutter types, when they get involved with a strong, successful woman and they feel inferior, one of the tools that they have to make themselves feel better is to put that woman down and make her feel like, even though she has all these qualities, she's nothing to him. So, what does he say to her? He says, "You're not the woman I want." And she says, "That hurt more than a punch in the face." So sometimes the abuse, verbal abuse, the things that somebody can say to you can hurt a lot more than physical abuse. So here we have yet another female character who is strong, independent, who is intelligent. And here is a man who's trying to put her down, but she's going to rise above it. And all the adversities in life that she had to face, having a mother that essentially hated her to an extent because of the color of her skin. So there are a lot of different themes involved here. Remember, there is a difference between theme, plot. Theme and plot are two different things. The theme is broader. What is the theme here? Then you have racism, self-hatred in the community of Black people. That's the theme. The plot is what the story is about. And so we start off and we know there's one character gave birth to a baby that she resented for the color of her skin. And then you have the baby growing up to be somebody strong against all odds. That's the plot. The plot is the storyline, what happens. God Help the Child by Toni Morrison.